Greetings, beloveds. This is Amy Karen Johnson, the Earth Channel, here with you with another message for the first week of October 2021, as well as focusing on the energies present this week and perhaps in yours or others' charts in human design, which focus is this week on the 2838 channel, as well as Mercury Retrograde and Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Mars all traveling through the gates of the liver center, otherwise known in human design as the spleen. So if you'd like to run a chart, go do that. Pause the video at humandesignamerica.com/chart and join us when you're ready. All right, so the 2838 channel, it's the gate 28 that is in the liver center, the brown triangle on the left. Last week we spoke about the 1858 channel, which was also connecting the liver center, the brown triangle, to the root center, the brown square at the bottom. And both of these represent the more masculine side of the body, the right side of the body, as if this person was looking out at you from the chart. So it's on your left, but on their right, and could be your right side of your body in general, or at least that masculine side of you if it's your chart. Last week we spoke about a collective channel at the outer edge of those three channels that join the liver center to the root center. This week we talk about the middle one, which is an individual channel. Whenever you come across an individual channel, those are the energies that are a little bit deaf to other influences around them because they are meant to come in and instigate change and perhaps even mutate themselves or others. And so that energy needs to remain intact without that influence from others in order to do so. However, the key here is always to make sure that that energy is coming from a place of love and not fear, a place of growth and not resistance and or fighting against something. It's always going to be much more beneficial to everyone if it comes from a place of love and a place of growth and expansion. So if you have either of these gates defined in your chart, or perhaps the whole channel, just keep that in mind. You are going to sometimes rub people the wrong way, but if you are coming from a place of love, then that is a good way for that friction to occur, a good purpose for it to occur. Now, as you can see in the chart I'm sharing with you, that whole channel is not actually defined all at the same time this week. It is only in the chart I'm sharing with you, the gate 28 in the liver center defined by the moon at that moment during this week. That moon has already traveled through a few other gates in the liver center. And then I also have circled the unconscious earth, which is in this chart I show you in gate 54, but was previously in gate 38. And that will occur this week as well, just not at the same time. I wanted to focus on this channel because we haven't focused on it before, and also because Mercury is has already turned retrograde. It turned retrograde in gate 32, which is in the splenic center or liver center as well. Now it is retrograding back into gate 57, which is also in the liver center. And both the Sun and Mars in this chart that I'm sharing are in another gate in the liver center, gate 48. So last time Mercury went retrograde, it retrograded through gates in the throat. And that was in the sign of Taurus, according to my interpretation of sidereal astrology with human design. The gates remain in the tropical positions, but the signs are in the sidereal. This time when Mercury goes retrograde, it is retrograding through gates of the splenic center or liver center. Sorry, I know in human design they call it the spleen, but I like to call it the liver because the liver's actually on the right side of the body as opposed to the spleen, which is actually on the left side of the body, so it makes more sense to me. And there are lots of other similarities to the actual function of the liver that I think that center speaks to. So as we retrograde with Mercury back through the gates of the liver, we are taking a look back at some of the ways that we have had timing play out in our lives, had our intuition. A few weeks ago, I made a video about recovering your intuition, and I believe that was in reference to gate 57. I believe it might have even been Mercury that was there at that time. And I also spent a little more time in recent weeks in September talking about the integration channel. I had to do 3 videos for that because the integration channel is the only one in this chart that actually has 4 gates in it and not just 2. 57, 34, 20, and 10. Those are the 4 of the integration channel. And I don't want to go back through that. You can always go back and look at those other videos. But as you can see in this chart for this week, the 2034 is still active by those nodes and is going to remain active for another 3 months or so. As I said back at the beginning of September, it was going to be about 4 months. And when I spoke about gate 57 before, I mentioned that that adds to that energy a little better sense of timing. However, if in your chart you have that liver center open or white, you may be rubbed the wrong way by that energy, whether it's coming just from the cosmos or from someone else who has that channel or that gate defined or that center. And so what I would encourage any of you to do who find yourself resisting these forces of change that are occurring right now, I would just encourage you to listen to the poem I have written for you today, which I think will help you get into that energy and see the true loving essence of it at its highest expression. And that's a little bit similar to the work of the Gene Keys, where we recognize that there is that higher expression to each and every one of these gates. And once we can embrace that, we can really embrace the diversity of the energies out there, the diversity of the people out there. Every one of us has a unique gift to bring to the world, and yet we need each other to be more open and accepting of that in order for that to happen. With the liver center being defined, those folks, and maybe all of us a little bit right now, are going to have a more consistent sense of timing and intuition. And it may not always necessarily quite be in harmony with other people's sense of that same thing. And so if you're coming from a place of love, make sure you're maintaining that purpose. And in particular, gate 38 in the root center, which I hadn't quite specified or mentioned exactly yet, that is referred to in the I Ching as the gate of opposition, or the hexagram of opposition. And I know opposition can sound very negative. However, the Gene Keys talks about perseverance as the gift of it, as the higher expression. Because when you're coming from a place of love, you absolutely need to persevere. All right, I think that's enough on that for right now. I will go ahead and read the poem, and then we will connect with Mother Earth, Gaia, to see what else she has to share about that. We all go through cycles when we love our routines, and when someone shakes them up, we can get mean. Yet, we all need change to help us evolve. Combining the best of new and old is how to solve it. All of our differences can at times cause stress, And yet, when differences are gone, it leaves boringness. So find the spark of delight in the ember of growth that will keep you warm when nights get cold. All right, I invite you now to take a few deep breaths with me. Close your eyes if you like, and we will connect with Mother Earth, Gaia. Hello, this is Gaia. We would like to encourage you, as Amy did, to go back and watch some of the videos from September about the integration channel and that energy that is going to be present for another 3 months now, where the nodes of the moon define that 2034 channel in particular. This week, it's also defining gate 57 in that same integration channel. And in particular, we would like to point out that with it connecting to gate 34 in the sacral center, the most powerful motor center of the body, there is a lot of energy behind people's actions, people's words right now. A lot of energy, including when gate 57 is defined, behind their intention for timing, their sense of intuition, and at times it might be based on fear even. So they put a lot of energy behind that fear sometimes. And in that case, we invite you to tune into the energy of opposition, gate 38, as well as the energy of gate 28, known in the I Ching as the preponderance of the great. It's that connection with all it is. And when that connection is based on love, which most connections, when they are true connections, are based on love, it is connected to the entire universe, the entire multiverse, indeed, source essence itself. Not only because source is love, true unconditional love, but also because the spleen is, or the liver, as Amy has differentiated it a bit, in correlation with the physical body. And there is a parallel there for sure. That is where we receive the messages for our own highest health. And that is always most enhanced through love. And so when you come up against the opposition of fear, stay consistent, persevere in your intention to maintain a loving presence, to find good things about each person in front of you, to find the blessings in their opposition, the ways that that opposition may make you better, make you even more focused, defined, and specific in the loving way that is going to benefit everyone. It doesn't hurt to listen to where that fear may have come from. Because if you truly listen and they open up enough, you will find that it came from a place of feeling like they were cut off from love, which isn't actually possible, but the illusion of it is possible. And so by helping that person connect more so with that love, you may, in effect, with time, be able to dissolve their fear. The liver center in particular right now is stressed by the stress that anyone feels, by impurities taken into the body. And so we always want to encourage you to be gentle with yourself and others and loving as much as possible. We all need it. And by doing so, you will heal yourself as well. Deep breath. Always remember to breathe through things. It'll help the love to flow. Thank you so much for joining us. Namaste, beloveds.